What goes on, guys? We're back here again with another very exciting review, and today we're going to be taking a look finally at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles times Universal Monsters Raphael as Frankenstein's monster ultimate action figure by Neca Toys. And if you know anything about me, like if you follow me on Instagram, you definitely know I've been hyping this line up since its debut, and I've been incredibly excited to get my hands on one of these figures, and I've looked over a month for this thing. This thing started hitting about a month ago at Targets, and I've gone every week, most of those weeks, multiple times a week, up to 3 times a week, to multiple Targets looking for this thing, and I never found him. They never led me to one that had one. Barcode was being shown and all. I just never got lucky. I don't know if it ever hit my area or I just sucked, but whatever. I never found it. So my great buddies over at Phantasm Comics always hook me up. They posted it. I went over as soon as possible. They are awesome over there. They went ahead and had it in stock super early, so we finally got our hands on it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the box. We got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles under the Nickelodeon, Universal Monsters, Raphael as Frankenstein's monster. That artwork is beautiful, dude. I would love, if I didn't keep my boxes, I say this all the time with NECA figures, this would get cut out and put on the wall. All of them would. On the back, you get this beautiful, like, vintage poster art almost. It says, like, all these things. It says, "It's alive!" Raphael is Frankenstein's monster. He's been shell-shocked. See a terrifying turtle with attitude. Pure terror from the sewer. Beware his shocking sigh, and a warning, the monster is loose. This is such good photography. Such good photography. I love it. You get that Universal Monsters, and then on the side here, you get the Raphael, obviously, Leonardo as the Hunchback, which honestly, this is my favorite one they've shown so far out of the 3 of them. I think Leo looks phenomenal. The Hunchback is a really weird choice, but I'll save that for his video. And then they just debuted the Mummy the other day, about 2 days ago, DGDX. That awesome MFer did an amazing, beautiful stop motion for this one, and the accessories on this Mikey are crazy. He looks great too. April, I'm not gonna get. I'm only gonna get the Turtles. My boy Don. What are we doing for Don? I'm hoping the Wolfman, but people are saying Dracula, Wolfman, so I don't really know. I hope they don't do him as Dr. Frankenstein. I hope they do him as like a monster, because these two kind of go together. But I hope that he's like the Wolfman. I don't really care about April or Shredder. On the bottom, you get the barcode there if you need it. And then you open it up and you see the figure inside there. You get to see the original image that they showed. You get like a little bit of lightning and like laboratory around it with the figure inside. But enough talking about the box. Let's talk about the toy. So taking this Raphael Frankenstein out of the package, this is a beautiful work of art. Not just an action figure standards, just in general. This thing is incredible. There's like pretty much nothing wrong with this thing. And I had high expectations to begin with, but then again, it's NECA. So of course they go even more above and beyond and just blow my mind every time. The cartoony, realistic effect here that they do is just implemented perfectly. And it's just the amount of detail that they put into their figures and heart and work. And it's just unlike any other company. NECA needs more recognition than they get. But I say that every NECA figure. So you already know you're probably not going to hear that from anybody other than me. But let's go ahead and take a look at this beautiful head sculpt here. You get to see all the detail in there. Raphael with the mask around. You get like the doughy eyes like Frankenstein usually has, which I'll show in a second. You get the hair, which is, I think this is one of the first turtle figures I have that has hair. The silver on the top looks great. You get the bolts in the neck, which look good. You get like these like wart, like turtle skin things. The mask goes all the way around, staples all across the mask because it's Frankenstein, so of course he's going to have staples on him. You get it on his chin, all the way down on his neck. The silver paint is super bright. You get this tube that goes into the shell, which we'll show the shell in a little bit. You get this like gauge right here. a little bit of silver, like a silver plate that's holding the shell together. You get to see the cracks, patches all along the sleeve, pads that have different colors on it. You get to see the skin tone with the fingernails painted silver all across each of them. The wash goes really deep inside, like the nooks and crannies of the skin, like to convey like cracks and cuts. The pads, like for the turtle aspect of them, look really good. They look like dried leather. The brown looks really, really nice. I like that there's so much detail into that little gauge right there. It's with an actual clear piece with sculpted cracks into it. Now, he does have a real chain here, and it is adjustable. It's just falling because I'm playing around with it, but if you leave it there, it's not just going to slide down. It does look rusted, and it's such a nice touch. I don't want to unravel it all the way because I don't know if I'll be able to get it back the way that I want it to, so I just like the way that they have it sitting there right now. You get the two clips, or like, I don't really know what you want to call them. They're not really holsters. They're kind of like hooks that he puts his sai into. You get to see the shell underneath comes out a little bit under there. You get the pants with the red stitches that kind of bring back to the patches into his mask, which is a really, really nice little detail. The pads match the elbow pads on the knees. You get the bolts on the ankles as well, and then you get these big ass boots with a nice dry brush over them as well. He's really easy to stand. I mean, he can get him on like 1 foot like incredibly easily. So, you know, that's really, really cool. And then the best part, in my opinion, is the shell here. Damn. You almost forget this is a turtle until you look at the back. I love this part right here where the sewer grate, the New York City with the silver and the gunmetal gray with the dry brush. It just says sewer as like part of the shell. The plates are all broken. You get another one of those like towel rack almost looking things, and then you get this big ass meter on the back there. It looks so good. Even the shell itself has greens and browns and blacks in there. There's a dry brush on the back of the bandana. It's just detailed to the nines with this thing. It is crazy. A huge crack right there. I just love it. He's a lot thicker, like wider than you think, but damn, he looks really good. Now, unlike his upcoming brothers, he doesn't have too many accessories, but what he does come with is very creative and very cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So he is going to come with a pair of fist hands here. They're just detailed as much as the regular hands are. So I like when figures come with a pair of fists, but then he also does come with his iconic sai, as it says on the back of the box. But they are lightning bolts. Now look how awesome that is. That is such a clever idea with the conductors on the sides and then the lightning bolt in the middle. You know, shocking. It looks so sick. So sick. And I like the rustic paint, but it's very silvery. Looks very, very good. And you can like slip them in these like little, I like calling them towel racks. I know they're not towel racks, but you can slip them in there. But they are a little bit brittle and they are a little bit difficult to get in the hand, and I really don't want to break it, so I don't want to mess around with it too much. But they do go in there fairly easy. If you want to see that, check my pictures on Instagram. I did take a picture or two with them in there. But yeah, these are awesome. Such a creative idea. I mean, Mikey comes with like Ankh nunchucks. That is genius. Whoever comes up with that like needs a promotion, but I'll save that rant for Michelangelo. But yeah, and on top of all of that, he does have decent articulation. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So taking a look at his articulation, you're going to get a ball peg at not only the head, but at the neck. Ooh, I'm sorry, sharp. Just stabbed my hand. But it'll go up, down, pivot side to side, swivel at the top and the bottom of the neck. So great movement there. Plenty enough. You get those like side gross poses. I love that. You get the shoulders that go pretty much horizontal. They'll go down. They will rotate 360. You don't get a bicep swivel, but you get a double jointed pinless elbow that will give you rotation at the front and the back of it, or the top and the bottom of it, I guess. And then you get a wrist swivel and hinge. No vertical hinge on the weapon holding hands, which is something that Neca never really does, and I wish they would change. That's like my biggest complaint of them right now. But other than that, I mean, the articulation's fine. Now, in the torso, not only is he Frankenstein, not only is he a turtle, he's a turtle Frankenstein. So you're not really going to get a lot of movement. He's going to pivot a little bit. He'll rotate slightly. And then the hips will go out that far down. He'll kick forward that much, which is pretty good, actually. Back, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees that do rotate as well, but obviously, you know, with the pads and the chunky nature, you're not going to get too much, but actually I think that's not bad for him. He doesn't need to do as much ninjaing as usual. And then the ankles move down, up, and pivot. So decent articulation. I think for him, it's totally fine, and I'm going to definitely give it a pass. I don't really, like, need him doing, you know, ninja top poses, to be honest with you, when he's not, at least in this outfit. So this is totally fine for me. Now, I think there's only two comparisons here that really make sense. One of them people might trigger or get triggered by, but the other one, I think it's just too good not to do, and I'd be stupid if I didn't put it in my review. What kind of reviewer would I be if I didn't put him next to his makeshift parents, the Neca Ultimate Frankenstein? Try to get them in frame there. But instead of the Neca turtles, I decided to bring out my Super 7 turtle because I wanted to get a different company representation in here, and I think that these three really could be like a combination of each other. Like, these two together really do look like they could mix that and make that. So I like that a lot. I took a couple funny pictures of all of them together, but these look great. He's a cross, but he's not obviously not as tall as Frankenstein, but he's not as short as the Super 7 turtle. He's right in the middle, but he's wide and he's chunkier than both of them. So I like his build a lot. It looks so good together. In terms of just a 6-inch figure, here he is next to Zombie Cap. I actually think Zombie Cap's kind of appropriate too. He looks like he could eat Zombie Cap. Like, he's not enormous, but he's chunky enough to where, like, Zombie Cap looks pretty small. So, you know, I like this a lot. So while this probably comes as a surprise to absolutely nobody out there, I'm in love with this thing. It was well worth the wait. You know, it's like I said at the beginning of the video, as soon as this thing was revealed, I was like, fuck, I gotta get my hands on that. And I'm so happy that I finally did get my 5, not 3-fingered hands on this figure, because it's pretty amazing. I think the concept overall is pretty, like, phenomenal. It's like a great idea. I know, like, the vintage figures had this. It almost, like, I love these Turtles crossover figures, but in the new style. Like, the vintage figures are cool, but they're before my time, and I don't have a nostalgic push to them. I want, like, a set of, like, just the set of a regular vintage Turtles, just, you know, for the iconic nature of them. But I don't need, like, all these new vintage ones. I want callbacks in new articulated style, and these are awesome. We're getting these. Hasbro's doing the Power Ranger crossover ones. They had Ghostbusters ones. I would like to see NECA do the athlete like turtles. That would be super cool to see. I mean, I don't know what else they'll do, but, like, keep giving me all these weird turtle crossovers, versions of the turtles. I love it. So, as a surprise to nobody, if I was to give this figure rating, it's an easy 10 out of 10 for me. I think all of these are going to be 10s out of 10s. Maybe it's bias on my end, but you know what? I don't care. I don't care. They're worth it, at least in my head, and I don't think a lot of people are going to argue with me on that. So I believe that's all I got today. So do yourself the favor and me and like, comment, subscribe. Please be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I've been posting a lot and getting a lot of followers on there recently. Thank you guys so much. It's greatly appreciated. I think there's a lot of cross between the two. The channel's starting to grow really nice right now, and I'm very happy about that. Thank you all so much. We're going to be doing a live stream, so stay tuned for that post. But that's all I got. So I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.